They're wondering if you think Law is a better captain or a better doctor. He is a good doctor, but that's because of his devil fruit. If his devil fruit wasn't there, would he be as good of a doctor? Or would he be a better captain? Are you a good captain if you don't have faith in your crew? I don't know if that makes him a bad captain or a good captain. Welcome to another episode of That One Piece Talk. My name is Larry.
Lawrence.
Lionel.
Sam.
And this is That One Piece Talk, where we talk One Piece. Woo! Let's go! Wondering if you think Law is a better captain or a better doctor.
Honestly, I'm kind of leaning towards he's a better doctor than captain. Not saying that Law is a bad captain. Is like, for example, I'm gonna use this scenario because he's the one that kind of operated on Luffy, right? And you think about what Luffy was going through with the poison or stuff like that. Luffy didn't get healed from the poison by 𝐸𝐴. He just, in a way, had his body kind of fight it off, right? Yeah. But like to the point where like Luffy was getting poisoned so bad that 10 years was like taking off his life. And then 𝐸𝐴 states right before Luffy like kind of like shuts down like mentally, I guess, is that what's kind of making Luffy kind of even like fight this off or even survive what he's dealing right now was Luffy's haki. His will was so strong, right? But when Ace passed away, Luffy's will kind of dropped. 𝐸𝐴 goes, this is dangerous. He's not going to have the will to fight off. Like, Luffy could pretty much pass from this right now. And then, in that state, Law operated on Luffy, right? Saving his life. So, in a damage that would take 10 years off someone's life, Law brought Luffy back from that, like, medically wise. So, and then going to the captain side, I feel like Law be making... His crew don't be there a lot with him. He just be kind of doing it a lot himself. And that doesn't make you a bad captain, but it's like if you want to go a captain, I guess like leader-wise for it, it's like he's taking all the responsibility himself and his crews kind of look like they're not up to speed to match him in what he's taking on.
Yeah.
So.
What about you, Lano?
I was going to say the doctor for sure, but you gotta maybe think of what the captain thing is like. Either he's not putting trust in his crew, but you also could look at it, he know his crew can't hang that way. So he has to do it by himself. Because he knows, like, if I put this responsibility on my crew, they will be taken out. And we've seen it with, a little bit what happened with the Blackbeard pirates. They did what they could, but when it comes up to the high stakes stuff, he knows that his crew's not that. So he tries to take a burden on himself. And you can say that's actually being a good captain because you know the limits of your crew. You know what they're capable of, what they're good at, but you're not going to give them more than what they can't handle. Until it comes up where they have to do it, then Law has to be the protector. Where Law has the strength to protect his crew, that's here to be said or not. But I definitely think Doctor more because I think he's just been studying it since he became a pirate, even with his parents. I'm pretty sure he was studying to be a doctor. Yeah. Before that, so like pretty much being a doctor was his whole life. Being a pirate, he barely became second because of the conditions what happened in his life. Losing his parents, losing his sister, him almost passing because of the illness. Like then what happened to Corazon and everything like that. All of him becoming a pirate, but he was always a doctor first. So that's why I say definitely a doctor.
Yeah. No, I like both of your points. For me, I think he's definitely a better doctor, but it does make me question the captaincy of his reign, right? Like, one, I've seen rum bar pirates try to make it through the Grand Line and just immediately get shut down. Yeah. Those were because of bad captains. Law went in and survived that. Like, I think sometimes we look at, like, captains as, like, it depends on your strength. No, sometimes it really depends on your leadership. Can I get through this difficulty? Yeah. And, like, Law proved that. Yeah. What makes him a good captain, too, is that when 𝑊𝐴 happened and Kizaru was one-shotting everybody and going crazy, he was one of the big three that stood, with Luffy and was able to escape from 𝑊𝐴. And then he went into the New World, became a warlord, because he knew that he would get the leniency from, not being hunted down. But then even pushed forward with his ambitions to be like, all right, we're going to take down Kaido too. But first, we got to take out Doflamingo. Because I obviously have a grudge too, but this is one of the ways we could take down 𝐸𝐴. So his mindset was like, we going after Kaido eventually. Like, he's the one who linked up with Luffy and was like, let's ally up for this too. That's being a good captain. Yeah. So, I don't know, man. It makes you think now, it's like, he is a good doctor, but that's because of his devil fruit. You know what I'm saying?
It does help a lot.
His devil fruit helps him tremendously, dog. Yeah. If his devil fruit wasn't there, would he be as good of a doctor? Or would he be a better captain? Or, you know what I'm saying? I think in this regards, he'd be a better captain without the devil fruit. You know what I'm saying?
I think his captainship would stand out more because without the ability, I don't think he's able to save Luffy like he did.
Yeah.
Right? And because one thing I will point, and this is a difference where, like, not saying that Luffy's a bad captain, but Law shows that he doesn't really put his crew in danger. It's only stuff that they have to go through, like fighting the Blackbeard pirates, right?
That's hard to say, bro.
No.
Yeah, I was like,
That's
What I'm
hard
trying to say is, like, there's stuff that comes with the territory as being a pirate. This is what you signed up for. Well, I'm talking about, in a way, not to compare, like, Luffy and him, but Luffy will deliberately put his crew in danger. But there's stuff that Law, like, if his crew, if, like, for him, he'll take, what I mean is, Law will take on the responsibility himself with his crew being kept in the back when safe. Only when stuff they have to go through together is like, all right, this is kind of what you signed up for. I'm not purposely putting it here, but this is the thing that comes to the territory of being a pirate, right? Well, Luffy, on the other hand, he doesn't even think about it. He just kind of goes right in. Where Law is constantly thinking what my crew can handle, what Lionel's point was bringing up, like the limitations.
I do agree with that because, like, if you look at when Luffy meets Law at Punk Hazard, where did Law leave his crew this whole time?
on Zone.
Exactly. So they didn't get involved in Punk Hazard. They were involved when he fought Doflamingo. When, again, that's personal, but it's like, in a way, you can think of Law put his personal feelings aside from the greater mission. Like, this had, like, even if he involved Luffy with Doflamingo, he could have thought of, like, my crew should be with me. I want to set them for later on. Because later on, when they fight Kaido, because again, you're talking about putting him in danger for fighting a Yonko, but he only faced Yonko with his crew, with the Straw Hats, in that big giant army with the Wano in them afterwards. Then, but they weren't there with Doflamingo or what's going on in Punk Hazard. Mm-hmm. But then when the Yonko came at their front door, Blackbeard, that's where they had to step up.
Yeah, that's what
it wasn't like Law put him on the side or go away. No, you guys have to help me here.
Yeah.
So, but the whole time, Law was by himself. Mm-hmm. Knowing that Law's ambition was to take out a Yonko from the get. So that's something about they should have been there with Doflamingo, but they weren't. And that's Law's, like, either being a good captain or knowing the limitation of his crew, not putting them in danger because, again, maybe personal vendetta or, like, they can't handle this, but I'll try to do this myself.
Sometimes, like, it does bring up the question, like, are you a good captain if you don't have faith in your crew? Like, sometimes, like Luffy always shows, like, he has so much faith in his crew. Like, no matter what, they're going to get the job done. Like, the reason why I recruit y'all is because I don't have to worry about certain things. You guys take care of those things. Law is like a one-band show. Like, he's like, yo, I have to usually take care of everything. Mm-hmm. And, like, I just don't trust you guys enough. And I don't know if that makes him a bad captain or a good captain. It depends on the situation. It depends on the chess move that he has going on, right? That was a good question, though. Yeah, that was a good combo.